next presentation of Houston Astros baseball. Your front row seat to the Astros and Rockets.
The Lone Star Series on SCHN is presented by HEB. The Astros fired the first salvo in that Lone Star Series last night with a 2-0 win against the Rangers. They have a chance to even up the homestand at 3 games apiece with a win today. The Astros come in at 18-28. The Rangers at 21-23 as you see some scenes from the Rodeo Street Fest before the game. Hi everybody and welcome. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad you could join us for a night of Astros baseball. Blummer, a chance to win the series with a win tonight.
Yeah, partner, it'd be good if they could pick up that second win of this series and win it outright and then look for that sweep on Sunday.
Blummer is all decked out. He's got the boots. We could show a little bit later on rodeo night. You got the burlap jacket. How about the Astros pitching? In the month of May, it was much better than it has been so far in the month of May than it was in April.
Yeah, they've kind of found their footing a little bit. They've done a very good job. You can see the offense very good in April, struggling a little bit in the month of May, but the pitching is what we're kind of worried about. These guys are starting to find their footing a little bit. We're starting to see a little bit more of a 6-man rotation because Kai Tang is now going to be in the rotation pitching tonight. But as you can see, when you start to get length out of that rotation and you start to get in that routine, these guys understand their role a little bit better, but it's great to see that bullpen doing a very good job with that 3.83 ERA.
All in, all the time is presented by Daly and Black as the Astros use a good combination of pitching and defense last night.
Yeah, that's exactly right, TK. You've got to play a great baseball game, a great team game, and that's exactly what happened last night. We got great pitching from Spencer Arrighetti going 7 1/3 of hitless baseball. A lot of that due to the fact that he was getting some great defense behind him. Guys were laying out. We saw good picks on the infield. And how about some heads-up play by a couple of veterans to pick up out late in that ball game? You need everybody firing on the same cylinder, and they were last night.
Tough customer again tonight. Jack Leiter threw 7 innings of 1-run baseball last night, and tonight's another tough righty.
Yeah, this guy's a beast, and he has been throughout his entire career. When he is healthy, he has a 2.62 coming into this game. But at the same time, you've got to get a mistake from Jacob deGrom. If he does leave one up, out over the plate, you have to get the barrel to it. And the big key tonight for the Astros, you get that mistake, don't miss it.
deGrom on the mound for the Rangers. For the Astros, it'll be Kai Tang making his 3rd start of the season. Not quite fully stretched out, but getting there. We'll have the first pitch and starting lineups right around the corner. Julian Morales, a live interview when we come back.
Welcome back to the ballpark, getting ready for game 2 here, and I'm with Braden Shoemake, who had an RBI single in last night's win. Braden, will start there. How can you guys carry some momentum from last night's win into today?
We got to keep playing fundamentally sound baseball. We got to take it pitch at a time and bat at a time, and just do what you can. Don't try to be somebody that you're not.
You got to face Jacob deGrom today. What's the approach? What's the focus against him?
I mean, obviously everybody knows who he is, but you still got to get a pitch over the heart of the plate to do some damage with. So we'll talk to Dan and get a good approach dialed in, and we'll be ready to go.
Defensively, it was on display yesterday. What was it like playing behind Spencer Arrighetti? We're not done talking about him.
Yeah, I told him after the game, like he's a blast to play behind. He fills up the zone, gives us a chance to make a play for him, and he's super competitive, so it's fun to be behind.
Thank you so much for the time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, Braden Shoemake getting ready to face Jacob deGrom. You heard him there talking about approach against a veteran pitcher in the league. They're going for a series win if they can get a win in Daikin Park today. We're back after this.
Can be relentless.
The Lone Star Series on SCHN is presented by HEB. Here, everything's better. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Yellowwood brand treated pressure pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. And by Daly and Black. Has your home or business been denied, delayed, or underpaid by your insurance company? Call Daly and Black for your free consultation. The anthem standoff is still going on as we're ready for first pitch in a matter of moments. The Rangers went from 3 to 1 lone warrior.
Oh, he wandered a little bit. I'm giving it to us.
You think he's already off the line?
Oh, yeah. He got off the grass. Our guys have had 1 foot on the grass the entire time and haven't wavered. Lineup for the Rangers is not what you're looking at right there. You're going to see Jock Peterson leading off. Brandon Nimmo is going to be hitting second. He got traded over in that Marcus Semien trade. He's hitting 276. He had 3 20-plus home run seasons for the New York Mets, but now at Texas Rangers, and then Texas Ranger. Then you have Josh Young, Evan Carter, Duran, Osuna, Berger, Jansen, and Foscue rounding out that lineup.
Kai-Wei Tang's going to get the start today for the Houston Astros. Kai-Wei now becoming part of that 6-man rotation, getting his 3rd start of the season. Went against the Cincinnati Reds and threw 63 pitches. Was very good for 3 innings. Ran into a little trouble in the 4th as he was stretched out to a season high in his pitch count. Kai-Wei getting the start today, and they're expecting maybe 80 to 85 pitches out of Kai-Wei this evening. Jock Peterson, the designated hitter, will lead off. One of those guys in that anthem standoff is A.J. Bluebaugh. He is usually in the bullpen at this point, so he'll have to head down there after this top of the 1st inning, as the Astros had 3 left on the line to 1 for the Rangers, plus Orbit.
Yeah, it was a strong contingent for the Astros. They held their ground, too. They didn't waver one bit until right before that first pitch.
I'm going to give
tip of the cap, boys.
I'm going to give the win to the Astros, too.
100%. Kidding me?
Because they stayed on the line. Jock Peterson, 4th time leading off this season, all in the last 4 games for the Rangers. They've had to maneuver their lineup a little bit with Evan Carter hitting 4th and Peterson in the leadoff spot now. Brandon Nimmo has primarily been the leadoff hitter. No Corey Seager again today. Yesterday was just a breather. Today, back spasms keeping Seager out of the lineup. And there is a quick strikeout for Kai-Wei Tang, a 3-pitch strikeout to start this one.
Got after it quick. 4-seam fastball to start things, but on our UTMD Anderson strike zone, you're going to see that curveball come down and in and get the swing over the top of Jock Peterson.
Kai-Wei had 1 season with the Giants where he was a starter, and then 1 season where he worked out of the bullpen for San Francisco. His first year in 2024, 4 relief appearances, then last year 7 starts and 1 relief appearance. And after starting the year with the Astros in the pen, a chance to be a starter now. Brandon Nimmo, the batter. Nimmo takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Some interesting shadows with this 6-10 start. Sun still brightly shining through the panels out there in left field.
Brandon Nimmo is the only one who has a career at bat against Kai-Wei Tang. Came with the Mets and he struck out in his only appearance. Kai-Wei getting ahead 1-2. First start for Kai-Wei, or in his last start rather, against Cincinnati, he went 3 shutout innings, only allowed 1 hit in those 3 innings, and then the Reds went 4 consecutive hitters.
Oh, he's on the Kai-Wei to Tang.
The Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. Christian Vasquez working with Kai-Wei Tang today. That'll be your battery. Your infield has Isak Paredes and Braden Shoemake on the left side, and Jose Altuve and Christian Walker on the right side. Zach DeZenzo in left, Bryce Matthews in center, Zach Cole in right. Cam Smith getting his 2nd night off in the last 3. Now Josh Young fouls one off, and it's 0-1. Back-to-back strikeouts to start this one. And it's down for a ball, 1-1. Kai-Wei has a season high of 3 strikeouts. He's already got 2 in the first 2 batters. That one in play. Zach Cole in the sunshine. Drifts back and puts it away. Good start for Kaiwei Tang. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to right. Jose Altuve leading off the bottom half of the first inning for the Astros, followed by Isaac Paredes and Yordan Alvarez.
The Astros starting lineup is presented by Whataburger. Jose Altuve at the top. Day off yesterday, now he's back at the top. Isaac behind him, Alvarez, Christian Walker, Braden Shoemaker right in the heart of your order, and then Bryce Matthews, Zach Cole, Zach DeZenzo, before the veteran Christian Vasquez hitting ninth, back in that lineup against this guy.
Jacob deGrom looking for his 100th career victory tonight, facing the Astros for the 5th time. All of them last year prior to tonight. deGrom, 37 years old. You can see his numbers on the year. Very good numbers. He has one bad start under his belt. And of his 8 starts, he gave up 7 hits and 6 runs to the Yankees a couple of starts ago. That's basically half the runs he's given up all year. As he's now 2-0 on Altuve. He is striking out hitters at an 11.5 per 9 clip, 3rd best in all of baseball. Jose sends one to left field, all the way back to the wall, and that's a home run! Altuve with a leadoff home run, his 3rd of his career against deGrom.
Welcome back into the lineup, Jose. Took a couple of pitches and then got one up in the zone. That's the mistake I was talking about in the open. Don't miss it. Jose Altuve did not. Check it out on the Mattress Firm Supermo elevated heater at 97. And that massive uppercut launches at 358 feet into the Crawford boxes.
Altuve home run number 4 on the season. Isaac Paredes hit his 4th home run last night. And for a while, it looked like that would be the only run scored in the game until the Astros added a run in the 8th. Altuve getting hugs and high fives all the way through the dugout. 3 home runs against deGrom now of his 4 hits and 14 career at-bats. (2-0) on Paredes, same count that Altuve hit his home run. That one's fouled back, 2-1.
Big swing on that one. Let's go back to that home run on the Phantom Cam presented by Chick-fil-A right here in Houston. And you see the eyes light up for Jose Altuve as he gets the head out on that one nicely and goes into launch mode.
7th home run allowed by deGrom this year, only the 2nd hit by a right-hand hitter. A little snack after you hit one out.
He's earned it.
So the Astros out in front with a leadoff home run. 2nd leadoff home run of the season. Bryce Matthews has the other one for the Astros. Paredes stays alive at 2-2. Isaac has never had a base hit against Jacob deGrom in 7 at-bats. deGrom has also never struck him out. He's put the ball in play all 7 times.
Ooh. Let's get the head out.
That's wide, 3-2. deGrom pitched against the Astros 4 times last year, had never faced the Astros before. Only got 4 runs of support in those 4 starts. Isaac loops one into left, coming on Osuna. Alejandro Osuna makes the play for out number 1.
League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Yordan digging in right now with a league-leading .431 on-base percentage. Nick Kurtz, Taylor Ward, Riley Green, Ben Rice all on that list, but Yordan leading the way. The only reason I bring that up is because this guy has got a lot of thunder in his bat, always up there in the slugging percentage, but he also takes those walks and works counts to get that on-base percentage up. And he comes in hitting well over 300.
Jordan hit a home run last year against DeGrom on a changeup. Jacob DeGrom has been very tough on left-hand hitters this year.
That's kind of interesting just because he throws a lot of fastballs to that arm side against right-handers and then that slider away. But against lefties, it's more elevated fastballs and then power sliders down in the zone. And he mixes in that changeup. He's not afraid to throw it. There is that usage. Changeup's been hyper effective this year so far.
And that 150 overall batting average against is the lowest for any right-hand pitcher against lefties this year. Jordan fouls one back. It's 2-2.
It was a changeup down and in that he missed his spot with. That Jordan just dropped the head in, kept it inside that right field foul pole at Globe Life.
That one off the foot of Jordan, maybe the shin area. Altuve with his first home run since April 17th against the Cardinals. That was a home game. Well, so far so good for the Astros, seeing pitches from DeGrom in the first inning.
Yeah, working those pitch counts. With DeGrom to 20 pitches in an inning, you've done something. Even though he strikes a lot of guys out, usually he's pretty efficient at getting those.
From here, it looks like the sun would be difficult right now, but the hitters so far haven't taken any awkward swings.
And I think it's because the batter's eye is dark. Only the pitcher is in that light. So as long as you have a constant background, you're able to pick up the baseball pretty good. But they are taking some pretty good swings at DeGrom.
That's another one. Jordan Alvarez connects. Second home run of the inning. Number 15 on the year. Air Jordan clean for takeoff. And the Astros lead 2-0.
Yeah, Mission Control is working overtime with these swings early. The A-team. Altuve and Alvarez doing damage. A couple of rockets. These are the mistakes I'm talking about. That UT-MD Anderson strike zone shows you that center cut fastball and maybe a little bit off the end of the bat, but still plenty of power behind that swing of Jordan to get that ball well out of here.
Now Christian Walker going after a first pitch slider. 15 home runs, 31 runs batted in for Jordan. And he scores his 30th run. He and Altuve with solo shots here against DeGrom. At the Yankees game where he gave up 6 and 6 1/3, he gave up a couple of home runs. So he matches his highest total of home runs allowed in any start. Walker down to the count 0-2. And he strikes out Christian on 3 pitches coming off that home run by Alvarez. Second out of the inning, first strikeout for DeGrom.
Here's the Phantom Cam brought to you by Chick-fil-A. And you'll see the quickness of that bat. That was at 98 miles an hour, and Jordan was so quick that he actually got that a little bit off the end of the bat because he was so far out in front of it. Good, quick hands.
Now Braden Shoemake. Shoemake skies one foul down the right field side. Shoemake is the only one in the lineup that has never faced DeGrom before. Heard him chatting with Julia post-game yesterday and said using the whole field and swinging at strikes has been the key for him as he goes after that pitch. It's 0-2. Has base hit last night, and his last at bat was to left field and gave the Astros a 2-0 lead and a big insurance run heading to the ninth. DeGrom with 6 pitches strikes out the next 2 hitters after the Yordan Alvarez home run.
Well, things got started with Jose Altuve inserted back into this lineup at the top. 2-0 count, fastball, smoke show.
Today, Armed Forces Night. We had a special first pitch. It's U.S. Navy Petty Officer Mark Tyson, and he completed 2 Western Pacific deployments to the Persian Gulf in 2000-2002. Good to have him here today. But that wasn't all. He was also surprised with this Chevy truck. Beautiful truck with his family there. Very cool. Got the truck, and then he threw out the first pitch. Did a good job. Love this day, TK. Always very special and always very important this entire weekend, as it is Armed Force Weekend. But tonight is Armed Force Night.
Yeah, that's one of the great promotions all year. To see someone that well-deserved get such an amazing gift. Love it.
I absolutely love it too. It's an incredible opportunity that Chevrolet takes part in, and the reaction gets me every single time. They're just floored by the gift. It's a good day.
So congrats to Mark and his family on the new truck. As we head into the second inning with the Astros leading 2-0, Kaiwei Tang with a 1-2-3 first, facing Evan Carter here to start the inning. Carter grounds one foul, and it's a 2-2 count. Jose Altuve's 42nd career leadoff home run, followed by Yordan Alvarez's 15th home run of the season, has the Astros in front 2-0 tonight. It's off the plate, 3-2. Went almost a month since his last home run. Maybe that's why they gave him the silent treatment.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. Well, it took it one day off.
That's down and in, ball 4. Kaiwei issues his first walk to lead off the second inning.
Let's see what Kaiwei is bringing to the table. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, is going to show you that he likes that sweeper, throwing it 39% of the time as a starter. You know, hitting 273 against it, has that 4-seamer. Can get in the mid-90s with that pitch. Can 2-seam you. Seen the curveball be effective. Already a strikeout in this game with that curveball to Jock Peterson.
Ezekiel Duran sends this one to center. Coming on, Bryce Matthews to make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. Here in the second, runner back to first, Evan Carter. Now the batter, Alejandro Osuna, getting a start again in left field. He batted 7th last night. Tonight moving up to the 6th spot. He and Jake Berger flipping spots in the lineup. There's a strike, 0-1. Tonight's aerial coverage of the Wire Cam is brought to you by our partners at Defy. This ball lined to left. It'll be played on a couple of hops by DeZenzo. He'll make sure Carter doesn't get the third, but Osuna has a base hit the other way. Now the Rangers with runners on first and second and 1 out. Now Jake Berger, the batter. Berger coming in as the team leader in RBIs with 27. Went 0 for 2 with a walk last night and picked up his first stolen base of the year and just the 4th of his career. Goes after the first pitch and misses the sinker, 0-1.
pulled it, but kept it towards that boulder line at the bottom.
Didn't get the chase,
pitch.
close pitch.
Yeah.
And it's 1-2.
Pretty good job by Berger laying off this sweeper, which is from Supermo. Will show you that he did go around.
Goes after that one. Highway with 3 strikeouts has 2 outs in the inning.
Berger's on the Kaiway to Tang after missing that sweeper. Doubled up on it, got the chase on the second one. Berger couldn't lay off it. Good pitch.
So 2 outs, 2 on. Danny Jansen starts behind the plate today for the Rangers. Kyle Higashioka started the first game of this series, and now Jansen in the lineup. And he takes a first pitch strike, 0-1.
I didn't see Tang's last start in Cincinnati. Was he this aggressive in the zone?
He was throwing a lot of strikes early. Yeah, he was getting after it as Danny gets hit by that pitch to load the bases. Ended up throwing 40 strikes of his 63 pitches.
Okay.
But had a higher pitch count early on than he did today with only 10 first inning pitches.
So four-seamer that got away, just a glancing blow of maybe the hands or the knuckles of Danny Jansen.
So now Kaiway has the bases loaded with 2 outs, and the number 9 hitter Justin Foscue the batter. Foscue takes a first pitch strike. He had the only hit of the night for the Rangers last night. It came in the 8th inning against Spencer Arrighetti with 1 out. Arrighetti was 7 1/3 no-hit innings. Foscue broke his bat on a base hit to left. That one gets by the catcher, comes right back to the plate, and Kaiway makes the tag out at home plate. That one bounced right back to Christian Vasquez, and Kaiway made the play for the final out of the inning. Rangers are going to see if they're going to challenge. For now, Evan Carter called out, and the inning is over.
What a play. That ball bounced back pretty good. Christian Vasquez did a good job of getting it to it quickly. And a nice flip to Tank covering. Put the foot down and the glove down. Some pain and gain with that tag.
You want ice cream tonight?
Big lead over Jacob deGrom and the Rangers as they bat in the bottom half of the second inning. Bryce Matthews leading off. Matthews takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Bryce had 2 hits last night. Had 2 of the Astros' 5 hits and 2 of the 3 allowed by the starter, Jack Leiter. Bryce started his career last July, and his first major league game was against Jack Leiter and the Rangers. His second major league game was against Jacob deGrom. It was a tough introduction to the big leagues. deGrom struck him out a couple of times.
Yeah, timing's everything, huh? When you get called up.
He went 0 for 2 against Leiter last year with a couple of strikeouts and changed that narrative yesterday. And then he went 0 for 2 last year against deGrom with a couple of strikeouts, hoping to change that tonight. He's got a 3-1 count here. The Astros saw 25 pitches from deGrom in the first.
That's an outstanding job by the Astros hitters in that first inning. Ramp that pitch count up early.
This will be the 3rd full count for deGrom of his first 6 batters.
I think Arrighetti had that in his entire game yesterday.
Speaking of Arrighetti, he'll be a guest of ours. Ball hit sharply, but at the shortstop bobble, but Duran stays with it to throw out Matthews for the first out.
The power play is presented by HEB. Some of the numbers against Jacob deGrom. That's that changeup down and in I was talking about. But the Astros are 3-1 against deGrom last season. They won the final 3 matchups in that season, getting some big hits and big moments. Those are some of the big hits on your screen right now.
Zach Cole takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1. That one's a little bit low, 2-0. There you see what the Astros did in the 4 starts against DeGrom last year. He won the first start, then lost the next 3.
Yeah, but that pitcher's per batter faced going up. The Astros putting some deep counts onto DeGrom and getting some mistakes.
Kind of following the pattern early tonight of those last 2 starts.
Yeah, I'd say it worked those last 3, so why not try it again here? Hitters counts gave the Astros a couple of pitches to hit.
Zach Cole skies a 2-1 pitch on the infield. The shortstop waits for it, Ezekiel Duran, and makes the catch for out number 2. DeGrom with a couple of strikeouts to end the first inning. Both of those were 3 pitch strikeouts. In his last start, he got to 1,900 career strikeouts against the Cubs. He was the 2nd fastest pitcher ever in games pitched and innings to get to 1,900 career strikeouts as he faces Zach DeZenzo here. The only pitcher who got to 1,900 in fewer games was Randy Johnson. And the only pitcher who got to 1,900 strikeouts in fewer innings is Chris Sale. When healthy, this has been one of the best pitchers in the last decade.
No, he's elite. If he can stay healthy through a full season, he puts up incredible Cy Young type numbers. Lowest career opponent batting average, minimum of 1,000 innings pitched. Tied with the El Cid. It's a pretty good list. 3 Hall of Famers, and then Jacob deGrom and Sid Fernandez.
Sid came at you with that low lefty release point.
Man, it was filthy. I mean, it looked filthy when I was a kid. I'm going, how is that guy even doing that?
2-1 pitch is down for a ball, and again the Astros work themselves into a hitter's count. DeZenzo with a 3-1 count. Not chasing.
Good discipline. Working yourself into a hitter's count. He was aggressive on the first pitch fastball, fouling it off. See if he gets another one right here and try and get a little bit more of it.
Smashes one foul down the third base side, and the count's 3-2.
Got it, just got too quick.
DeZenzo facing DeGrom last year went 1 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. That'll be 4th full count of the first 8 batters, and DeZenzo lines one to right. It'll be played on a hop by Brandon Nimmo. The Astros have a 2-out base runner in Zach DeZenzo.
Pretty nifty little adjustment from DeZenzo. Got quick, pulled one foul down the left field line. Now gets a pitch up out over the plate. Lets it travel and forces it the other way for a well-struck base hit.
Now the 9-hitter Christian Vasquez. This is the first pitch slider, 0-1. Vasquez making his 22nd start of the year for the Astros. The Astros are 11-10, a winning record in his first 21 starts. 10 under overall, but 1 game over with Vasquez getting the call behind the dish. 1-1 the count. Tried to lay off on a 1-1 pitch, and he does. And again, the Astros doing a good job not leaving the zone. This will be another 20-pitch inning for Jacob deGrom. It's a strike on the outside edge, and the count evens up.
You see a heat map of pitches to right-handed hitters from deGrom. He wears out that down and away corner with both fastballs and sliders, trying to work both pitches off that. And there's a good example of it, back-to-back pitches.
Fifth full count, first time through the lineup. Paredes, Alvarez, Matthews, DeZenzo, and Al Vasquez all getting to a full count against Jacob deGrom. Went into center field. Evan Carter back on it. Has a play and puts it away for the final out of the inning. One hit, one left on. We're through two at Dyken Park with the Astros leading 2-0.
Here you go. Ford and Spencer Arrighetti is driven by the strikeout. How about what he's done at home? 3 home starts this season, has a 0.89 ERA. Opponents only hitting 103 against him. And that number on the right-hand side is a slugging number. Sub 200 in slug. MLB ranks across the bottom, but Spencer Arrighetti in his hometown, pitching for his hometown team, has done a very good job in 3 starts this season.
And just 2 runs allowed in his 3 starts at home. He'll be on headset with us in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. He's watching on as Kai-Wei Tang has a 2-0 lead after 2 and faces the 9-hitter Justin Foscue. Foscue was the batter when a pitch got by Christian Vasquez, bounced almost all the way back to home plate, and Vasquez flipped it to Kai-Wei Tang for the final out of the 2nd inning. Well, one way to get out of a bases loaded jam, and now Kai-Wei ahead 0-2. Got him. Foscue chasing that sweeper well off the plate. A 3-pitch strikeout for Tang and his season-high 4th strikeout.
A great sweeper puts Foscue on the Kai-Wei to Tang. Wow, way out in front. Ball moving pretty good distance off the outside corner.
Back to the top of the order, and Jock Peterson. A lot of fun watching Spencer Arrighetti last night, dealing with a no-hitter through 7 1/3. With more on Spencer, here's Julia.
Yeah, look, great to hear some of his quotes too, because he was in such a good mood. Talked about how he truly believes he's going to throw a no-hitter in the big leagues one day. He loved that confidence. Has a couple no-hitters in high school. Said just 7 innings though, don't really count. That 8th, 9th inning, they're a real test of character. Also, TK, his grandparents were here. They live in Albuquerque, so he doesn't get to see them all that often. Got really emotional about that as he came off the field to the standing ovation, knowing they were in attendance for that. But he also kind of went on about this team. You know, he gives so much credit to the defense, and he also laughed at himself, saying, you know, how many times have y'all caught me on camera with my hands on my head because I'm so impressed with things. But he wanted to give credit to the group that is around him and that's helped him be the best he can be right now, and how special this group is despite what's all being said about them, written about them, what's going on as far as the record. This is a good group of guys that's working really, really hard to get it right.
Yeah, and Julia, you were in that scrum, and it was a lot of fun to listen to, but he wasn't really prompted to go in that direction talking about the team, right? He just kind of brought it on himself.
Not at all, and very passionate about it, and he went on and on about it, which, you know, just tells you what's going on in there and how special this group really is. I mean, they are together in this, and Spencer wasn't here for the beginning. He said he likes to black all that out, the fact that he didn't break with the team, but very quickly came on, understood what was going on, and understood what was needed of him. and he's come through. He's very, very proud of the work he's done so far.
Good stuff. We'll hear from Spencer next half inning. Kai-Wei Tang with a strong third. So far, a 3-pitch strikeout, a ground out on a softly hit ground ball to Altuve, and now he's 0-2 on Brandon Nimmo. What did he strike out Nimmo with his first time?
Curveball. Or I'm sorry, sweeper. Got Peterson with a curveball his first at bat. There it is. Sweep curveball this time.
Kai-Wei Tang with 5 strikeouts to the first 9 outs. He is rolling along with another 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, he's got a couple of Rangers on the Kai-Wei to Tang. 2-0 Houston.
Of the third inning, Astros lead the Rangers 2-0. Spencer Arrighetti has been kind enough to join us on headset in the dugout. Spence, Todd Callis, Jeff Blum, thanks for joining us. That was fun last night, man. From the very jump, did you feel like you had some pretty good stuff?
Yeah, I feel like the ball was coming out really good in the first. Obviously, it always builds a little bit of confidence when the first few curveballs you throw feel pretty good. Fastball's coming out good. I think I saw 95 on the board for the first time in a while, so that felt pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I liked where the stuff was at in the bullpen, liked where the stuff was at early in the early frames, and obviously was just trying to compete as much as I could, keep the boys in it, and give us a chance.
At what point in that game yesterday did you say, I've got the stuff to just wipe this team out and possibly get that no-hitter?
I mean,
We're in the trust tree. You can say it.
I've been in that boat one other time, and the last time I thought about it way too much. This time I tried to ignore the fact that there was a bunch of zeros on the scoreboard. I just felt like I had a really good game plan. I felt like Vasquez was doing an incredible job, helping me execute that game plan, helping me stay in the box and be aggressive with guys. I don't think there was ever really a point where it kind of was like, oh, like I could put it together tonight until DeZenzo made the flying full extension grab in left field. And I was like, oh, like if it's going to happen, like that was the signature moment. Like that's going to be what everybody remembers. And I mean, that was an incredible catch. The defense was awesome behind me all night. Shoemake was making plays. DeZenzo, obviously, insane play. I can't say enough good things about the guys that were backing me last night.
You're not going to mention Christian Walker?
No, I mean, I think everybody saw the video. I straight up told him, "You're the best first baseman I've ever seen." It's not particularly close. I don't think there's a competition. Like pound for pound, that guy is the best defender at his position. And I mean, I think he deserves platinum. Honestly, I don't think he's just a Gold Glover. I think he's the best defender in the league at times.
I appreciate you posting that because that was a beautiful moment.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I walked over to him and I covered my face. Obviously, I didn't want the cameras to see what I was saying, but I asked him. I was like, "Hey, be honest. Like, did you have it?" And he said, "Absolutely no way was I on the base when I caught that ball." Then they showed the replay. I was like, "Dude, you're unbelievable."
Spencer Arrighetti joining us from the dugout. Spencer, 3 home starts now, and this is a ground ball to third. Young will make the play on Isaac Paredes. 3 home starts now. You have the same number of runs allowed as you have kids this season. So the fact that you have made the adjustment in home starts despite added chaos, how have you found your rhythm so quickly with 2 newborns at home?
I mean, I can't take any of the credit there. My wife is unbelievable. She lets me do what I need to do to stay locked in and be ready for games, which includes sleeping more than her, which is actually, if you're watching this, I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you doing that. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing on the field right now without you. I mean, honestly, having kids has kind of made it seem a little less. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is necessarily, but I don't get quite as nervous anymore as I used to. Now that I've had that those hours sitting in the hospital waiting for my boys to be born and all of the anticipation for that, like I feel like I know what real anxiety is now. And then baseball doesn't make me anxious. Baseball makes me excited. And it's because I care a lot, and it's because I want to perform well, because I love the city that I play in. I love the team that I play for, and I want to do well every time I go out there. And truly, I mean, this is my favorite place in baseball. That's hit well. Get left.
We're bummed we're going to only have you for like 3 questions.
Great job yesterday, Spencer.
Okay. Great job last night.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Spencer Arrighetti joining us here in the 2-0 game as we head to the 4th.
Was on display last night with Spencer Arrighetti on the mound. He mentioned Zach DeZenzo's great play. We saw Zach Cole with a great play. Brandon Shoemake, all these good plays. Christian Walker with the scoops, he was all over it. Christian Vasquez had that pickoff in the 8th inning in what was a 1-0 game. This is it right here. Humongous play moment. Defense just delivered. Going back to Spencer with all those highlights, there were several of them. He was good at all of his reactions. Just very good. Couldn't believe what the guys were doing behind him.
It was fun to watch. Christian Walker put on one of the best defensive displays for a first baseman this year, and then all the other plays as well. Thanks to Spencer for joining us in the bottom of the 3rd inning. What Julie was referencing in the top of the 3rd, and what Spencer was starting to lead down that path to when we got stopped by a 10-pitch inning there by Jacob deGrom, was he basically said last night, the quote was, "This is a really special group, and I really believe in every single player that's in this locker room right now." He said, "I think we need to take it a little more personally. I'm sure there's stuff that's being said right now that makes it seem bleak." He said, "I don't think it feels that way in here. There's no quit in this locker room. We work the same every day, win or lose, and I really do believe in everybody in here." That was just him off the cuff, not led into that statement by a question by anybody, but wanted to make that statement about where the guys are right now during a tough start to the season.
You know, he in his baseball career, he's still a relatively young player, but I think with the injuries and the opportunity that his talent has created here, it's almost a leadership quote, saying that unsolicited, kind of something you want to get out there to have other guys in that clubhouse look at, read at, believe in, and kind of show the way a little bit. So I'm going to try and ask him about that a little bit, because without Hunter Brown in this rotation, he has taken the bull by the horns.
Highway Tang with a 2-2 count. Can't get Josh Young to chase that pitch, and it's now 3-2. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters here facing Tang for the 2nd time around, already with 5 strikeouts for Kaiway. And that is a beautiful pitch. The sweeper started at Young and broke right over the plate for strikeout number 6.
There's a lot of traffic on the Kaiway to Tang. He is getting after that strike zone, and he is spinning to win. Just locking up Young right here to pick up the strikeout with the sweeper.
Now Evan Carter, the batter. He drew a walk his first time up. The 3 batters to reach for the Rangers, all reaching in the 2nd inning. A walk, an opposite field single, and a hit by pitch. Carter now with 23 walks on the season. That matches his total of hits. Playing in his 45th game of the year. Only the 2nd time he has batted cleanup this season. Mentioned Seager out with back spasms. Wyatt Langford also on the injured list. So Carter gets the start hitting in the 4 spot, despite coming in with a 174 average, but that on base percentage much better. Time to take a look at tonight's Chevy Stropole. Which of these players' performances so far in 2026 is your biggest surprise? Would you go with A, our guest last half inning, Spencer Arrighetti, B, that guy, Braden Shoemake, 10-game hitting streak going, or C, Christian Walker off to a great start in 2026? Send your votes to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag Stropole. We'll have results later on. Try to hold up, and that is no swing. And the count's 2-1. Home plate umpire tonight is Dylan Wilson. We saw Dylan make his major league debut in the first game of this homestand on Monday. He had a great first game as a home plate umpire in that Seattle game. 134 calls. He only missed 5. Had 1 challenge against him, and it was not overturned. So he's the only umpire who's been behind home plate this year does not have an overturn on the new ABS system. 3-1 count is down, ball 4. So Kaiway walks Evan Carter for the 2nd time. Those are his only 2 walks. Now Ezekiel Duran, the batter. Duran played here in the WBC. Excuse me, Osuna, the next guy, played here in the WBC. Duran Off to a good start with the Rangers batted second last night. Dropped down to the 5 spot tonight. He takes a pitch up and in, and it's 1-0. th pitch of the game coming for Kaiway. That's where he was after 3 innings in his last start in Cincinnati. Gets ahead 1-2. He just needed 8 pitches to get through the third. Only 10 to get through the first. This has the potential to be his highest pitch count inning. Carter leads the Rangers with 6 steals on the year. He's 6 for 6, talking with former Ranger and current first base coach Travis Jankowski. Ground ball towards the hole. Shoemake with a diving stop. No chance to make a play. Shoemake did a good job keeping it on the infield, and Duran has the Rangers' second hit.
Good effort, just too deep into that 5.5 hole for Shoemake to get up and make a play, but a good job and good effort nonetheless. He's playing Duran a little more straight up. Wasn't playing him to that pull side. If he was playing him to the pull side, maybe you get there on your feet, be able to make a play.
Now Alejandro Osuna, who singled to left his last time up, grounds this one on a chopper to Altuve. Jose only has the play to first. That's the second out of the inning, and both runners advance.
This Armed Forces Day, and during America's 250th year, baseball salutes our service members and their families. To help serve those who serve us, visit MLBtogether.com.
So now the Rangers RBI leader hitting with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Jake Burger struck out on a sweeper his first time up. First pitch tries to hold up. That's a swing, says Manny Gonzalez. It's 0-1. Burger having trouble with that pitch. It's 0-2.
Burger's not up there to work counts. He's up there to take some hacks. He's chased a couple of sweepers. Granted, they're good pitches. They're tough pitches to lay off. Maybe throw this one a little bit further off. There you go. So Burger has some limits.
Highway pitched around the bases loaded in the second inning. Now he's got second and third, looking for a big out here. Last time when Burger batted, he got to 0-2. Highway missed with a similar sweeper there to put it at 1-2, but then he chased a 1-2 sweeper for a strikeout. Throw him a fastball that he fights off the other way and stays 2-2.
Good pitch. I think if you could have elevated that a little bit more out of the zone, you might have gotten the chase or even a pop-up. Now he forced a little bit of a quick panic swing from Burger. Does he go back up there, or does he try and sweep him away?
I would say sweeper.
Yep.
Now it's a full count. Danny Jansen, the on-deck hitter. Little tapper, charging is Altuve. Jose's throw just in time to get Jake Burger by less than half a step. And the Rangers strand 2 runners. We'll see if the Rangers are going to challenge. A close play at first, called out by Manny Gonzalez, and there will be no challenge. The Astros escape trouble again. It's still a 2-0 lead. Advantage of Astros value tickets throughout the week. Whether you're looking for dollar dogs, added entertainment, or ticket and concession discounts, there's a value option for you. Visit astros.com/value to learn more. Christian Walker leads off here against Jacob deGrom. And he delivers high and deep. Forget about it. Christian Walker, 2 career hits against Jacob deGrom. They're both home runs. And he makes it 3-0 Astros.
I am not sure that baseball deserved that, but Christian Walker put an absolute charge into that thing. 422 feet. Talked about getting that fastball up out over the plate early and do not miss it. And Christian Walker didn't miss any of that. 109.1 off the bat. An ideal launch angle of 29 degrees. And we've got a Skywalker in flight. It is a beautiful sight.
3 solo home runs for the Astros tonight. Altuve, Alvarez, and now Walker. And the lead's 3-0. A season-high 3 home runs allowed by Jacob deGrom, who's only allowed 3 runs or more in 2 of his previous 8 starts this year. Walker now 2 for 20 lifetime against Jacob. A little tapper up the first baseline will be foul. And Shoemake with an 0-2 count.
You know what that deserves? A Phantom Cam. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A as he's recognition. Timing was perfect. And there you see the contact and then the extension through. Woo. And Walker told Altuve and Alvarez, hold my beard oil. Watch this.
What'd you say, 423?
422.
422, nice.
Yeah.
Shoemake pops one up. Foul territory. Josh Young a long run and has time to get underneath it for the first out. deGrom has only had 1 start in his career. This is start number 257 lifetime. He's only had 1 start in his career where he's allowed 4 home runs. And that was in St. Louis back on July 7th of 2017. The Astros sitting on 3 as they play here in the 4th inning. Bryce Matthews grounded out his first time up. And deGrom quickly ahead 0-2. Put it in play on an 0-2 pitch, but lofts it into shallow left center field. Alejandro Osuna with the catch for out number 2. Now a word from Texas Mattress Makers.
Don't strike out on your sleep. Hit a home run every night on a mattress made by Texas Mattress Makers.
Zach Cole will bat. He popped up his first time up. deGrom, who came in averaging 11.5 strikeouts per 9, has struck out 3 through 3 2/3 tonight. Gets ahead of Zach Cole, 0-1. Zach looking for his first hit since that walk-off on Wednesday. 2 guys
currently at home plate. Both had walk-offs for their respective teams on Wednesday night. It was both the Rangers and the Astros' first and only walk-off of the season. Danny Jansen provided it for the Rangers, the catcher, and Zach Cole for the Astros. Two-one pitch is hit pretty well to right. This could be the fourth. Quattro for the Astros against DeGrom. Zach Cole goes yard, matching a career high with 4 home runs against DeGrom in this start.
Zach King Cole taking a heater up and in and going into launch mode. Missed his spot again. A lot of these fastballs from DeGrom not getting to where he wants them, and the Astros taking advantage. Not just taking advantage getting hits, taking advantage hitting 4 baggers.
July 7, 2017, and now May 16, 2026. Separated by over almost 9 years. The 2 times DeGrom has allowed 4 home runs in a game twice in his 257 career starts, and Zach Cole now has 3 home runs on the season. The only guy with a hit that's not a home run for the Astros is at the plate now, Zach DeCenzo, with a single into right. There's a strike. It's 1-2. That game against the Cardinals in 17, those were the only 4 runs allowed by DeGrom in 7 innings of work. There's a strikeout after that home run, but 2 more home runs for the Astros. Christian Walker and Zach Cole get into the act. It's now a 4-0 game as the Astros have hit 4 solo shots. Presented by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, and quality all at low prices on every item, every day. And by Uber Eats. Order tacos a go-go on Uber Eats. See app for availability. Home run by Zach Cole. 4th of the night for the Astros. 4 of their 5 hits have been big flies, and now Highway Tang working with a 4-run lead as he faces Danny Jansen here to start the 5th inning. Jansen was hit by a pitch his first time up. Highway's walked 2. He's allowed 2 hits, and he's also hit a batter. Next one missing 2-0. Highway missing on the first 3 pitches, coming off that 2-run bottom of the 4th. He's only walked 2 in 1 outing this year. Until tonight, he's already walked Evan Carter twice, and now he's 3-0 on Danny Jansen. And that's a 4-pitch walk to start the inning. So Highway with his 3rd walk, that's a new high as an Astro pitcher. Tonight will be his longest outing as an Astro. That's not exactly what he had planned coming off that 2-run bottom of the 4th.
Especially with a 9-hitter coming up.
Had to throw 24 pitches last inning, and he's now delivering his 64th pitch, most pitches he's thrown in any game this year. And that's 5 in a row that's missed, as Justin Foscue takes one off the plate for ball 1. Highway came into this game with 8 walks. There's a strike. Needed to pick up a strike and went to the sweeper. Foscue struck out his first time up. career high in strikeouts for Kai-Wei Tang is 8. He's done that 2 times as a Giant starter. He's up to 6 tonight.
Some of these misses, they're not huge misses, but at the same time, you're getting a little bit deeper into this game. Tang stretching himself out, trying to have an impact in this rotation. But you're about to face the top of the order for the 3rd time. Thank you very much.
Bosque goes after that 2-2 pitch. That was off the plate, and Tang does have 7 strikeouts now.
There we go. That's going to help the cause a little bit.
Now Jock Peterson, the batter. Astros would love to get 5 innings out of Kai-Wei. Anything beyond that would be a bonus. As they get their bullpen going with Steven Okert beginning to loosen up.
I don't mind that. That's kind of what I was hinting at, is just have somebody out there to protect this inning a little bit. Even though you've got 4 home runs in this game, they're 4 solo home runs. I'd like to keep this Texas Rangers offense off the board as long as you can.
This was the area of the game where it kind of got away from him in Cincinnati once he got beyond 50 pitches. Tonight, trying to lengthen him out to 80 to 85 pitches, but Joe will keep a close eye on him here, hitter to hitter. That's a good pitch, but it's not called a strike. It's challenged by Christian Vasquez.
Pitch is called a ball, catcher challenging.
Vasquez is 7 for 19 in challenges this year, now 7 for 20. Dylan Wilson still has not had an ABS challenge overturned. The ABS powered by T-Mobile shows it was just high. So now a 3-0 count on Peterson. There's a strike.
There's some things to watch in pitchers, especially guys that you're trying to stretch out. You can look at velocity, see if the velocity is still maintaining itself. Location, is he hitting his spots? And the other one is exit velocities, because sometimes guys will make mistakes out over the plate, start to get hammered a little bit, and that's what gets that bullpen going to protect them.
I haven't noticed what his velocity's been like this.
Last pitch was at 92.
Okay.
We've seen him as high as 95.
Making that transition from the bullpen to a starter. Kai-Wei trying to get through 5 innings tonight. Is 3-2 on Peterson. And that is off the plate, ball 4. He tried the backdoor sweeper, couldn't get it there. That's the 4th walk of the night. And the Rangers have 2 runners on for Brandon Nimmo. Josh Miller out, along with the interpreter Andy, to have a word with Kai-Wei Tang. Now a word from Reliant.
Reliant, official energy provider of the Houston Astros.
Kai-Wei, in the midst of this season where the Astros have had a lot of walks on their ledger as a pitching staff, he's been the one guy who hasn't walked many until tonight. Had only 1 outing of his previous 15 where he walked more than 1. And tonight he has walked 4. And as Blummer mentioned, now you're getting to the teeth of the lineup. Here's Nimmo. Nimmo has struck out twice tonight. Into center field, Bryce Matthews going back, still on the move, checks the warning track and makes the catch on the track. That's a big second out for Kai-Wei and the Astros. 2 down and 2 on now.
Yeah, huge out, and getting it on 1 pitch even better. Bryce does a good job of going back on the baseball, and then you add into the added element here at Dyken Park where you've got plenty of room to center field. You can see him drifting a little bit further, maybe playing a little bit more shallow than some other center fielders we're accustomed to.
Now Josh Young. Ground ball right side. Walker's going to need help from somebody, and Shoemake still gets there in time. Just ahead of Jock Peterson. A close play at second called out by Tom Hanahan. And the Astros get out of another jam. Walker underhands it to Shoemake. And Kai Wei strands another 2. There have been 6 left on in the last 4 innings.
Got a little interesting there as Walker had to lead Shoemake to the bag, but just in there.
Experience the Astros Summer Enrichment Camp returning to Daikin Park this June and July. The week-long camp, tailored for kids ages 7 to 12, offers a unique curriculum of classroom lessons and ballpark activities. Register at astros.com/summercamp. TK.
Thanks, Julia. Christian Vasquez leading off. It is Rodeo Street Fest night tonight at the ballpark. They had a big street fest before the game. Vasquez up on El Grande wearing a nice little cowboy hat.
He looks good.
What happened to the home run cowboy hat?
I don't know.
It's kind of gone away. Ground out to third for the first out of the 5th inning. There's the giveaway item today, the combination cowboy hat and baseball cap. And boots. Y'all.
Yeah, Silver Boots series. Bust out the Silver Boots.
Well played.
He's getting it done. Expect nothing less. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, get the
Those
Blummer
customs.
27. Whoop. Show boots.
Yeah, TK, where's yours?
I'll put on the costume today, man. Wow, crickets.
Seriously.
we stunned him into silence. Or shamed him.
Yeah. I'm bored in Houston. Don't have boots. What a one to count to Altuve. There you go, Blummer. Spotlight it.
Yeah, here we go. Spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
Love me the spotlight.
2-1 to count. So the boots say y'all.
Yeah.
I love it.
Y'all. It's my favorite word.
Y'all.
How about all y'all?
All y'all.
Rodeo night, y'all.
So was that part of the process when you're choosing from your 12 or more boots that you were Silver Boot collection?
Well, I was thinking Silver Boot series.
Yeah. Well played.
Fitting. And my bolo tie.
Yeah, the bolo tie really icing on the cake.
Thank you.
So I was pretty much, well, we'll talk about this another time. Altuve puts it in play in the center, played there by Evan Carter for the second out. Jose now 1 for 3 with that home run. I think I was more in the Julia Husband's Matt Clark camp when it came to dressing like a cowboy. Earlier, Matt was kind of not as much into it as he is now. Now he brings the game like no other.
He's got the hat. See, I haven't gone to the hat part of it. He has the cowboy hats.
Julia, you've been a great influence on Matt's wardrobe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that was a process,
It
right?
took time. It took a decade.
Wow.
He's all in. That's my rodeo partner. Partner.
Get it?
1-1 to count to Eastside.
I'm in my
So
wheelhouse.
I still have hope, then, is what you're saying. I just need
Yes, we
I
can
just
take
need
care of
somebody to
this
push me. Like
very
Michelle would have to
quickly.
push me towards that direction. She's not really the big
No, she's not either.
cowgirl.
Huh? Yeah.
This ball into right center field, although she has more boots than I do. This is going to be played by Carter for the final out of the inning. So DeGrom settles in with a 1-2-3 fifth after giving up a couple of home runs in the fourth. It's 4-0 Astros.
Been asked to do a little bit more each time he's gone out and made a start for the Astros here recently. Did a great job today. Got off to a really quick efficient start, couple of strikeouts to start his day. You see his line there. 5 innings of work, just the 2 hits allowed. Working around 4 walks. He struck out 76 pitches. I know Joe wanted to push him a tiny bit on the pitch count as they want to continue to get more and more out of Tang in the starting rotation. Blummer.
Thanks, Julia. Yeah, getting through the 5th. He now qualifies to pick up that W if the Astros are able to hold on. They're going to start with Steven Okert out of that bullpen. Pitched a couple of times in that Seattle series, giving the Astros an inning and a third. Had 3 strikeouts in that outing, as you see the numbers overall. Did get to strike out 350 in his career when he struck out Rob Refsnyder in that Seattle series.
Okert facing the lefty Evan Carter to lead things off. Carter walked twice against Kai-Wei Tang, 2 of the 4 walks he allowed. And Carter on the year, just 1 hit in 23 at-bats against the lefty as he loops this one into shallow right. Zach Cole coming on. He'll make the play for the first out. So Astros getting 5 innings out of Kai-Wei Tang as he looks for a victory tonight with the Astros ahead 4-0. Kai-Wei has 3 total victories in his career, 2 with the Giants and 1 with the Astros. Here's Ezekiel Duran, infield hit and a line out to center. Duran takes one up for a ball, 1-0. This might be a case where Okert's in there for just 3 batters. Eniel De Los Santos is warming in the Astros pen. After Duran, there's a lefty Osuna and then 3 straight righties. There's a swing. It's 1-1. Duran this year has been better despite being a right-hand hitter against righties than lefties. Hitting .299 coming in against righties, .274 overall. Just enough to get the call. Counts 2-2. Duran thought about a challenge, elected not to.
See on our UTMD Anderson strike zone if he should have. Yeah.
You know, if Kai-Wei can become a solid piece in that rotation, you're starting to build a rotation here with Lambert going strong the last few starts. Mike Burrows didn't have the start he wanted last time, but he was really good in his previous start. Swing and a miss. Steven Okert picking up a strikeout, 2 outs in the inning. Okert gets his first. Astros fans can stream Space City Home Network directly with SCHN Plus. Log on to SCHNplus.com to purchase the app directly. Already have Space City Home Network through your normal provider. You can download the app to access the content at no additional cost. Lance McCullers Jr. kept his team in the game against Bryce Miller and the Mariners with 2 runs over 5 1/3 on a couple of solo home runs. And at some point, not sure exactly when, your ace is going to come back into the mix, Hunter Brown.
There's some interesting rehab news happening. And Hunter Brown is definitely one of them. Is he throwing a sim game tomorrow? The next day? I think eventually he's going to face some hitters, and I think that is just one step in the right direction for him. Okert stepping in the right direction.
Okert, a 3-pitch strikeout of Osuna. He does his job in the 6th inning, a 1-2-3. Top half of the 6th, Astros lead 4-0. By our partners at Defy. Astros and Rangers on a Saturday night. Astros winning game 1 2-0, lead game 2 4-0. Yordan Alvarez part of that 4-run attack with his 15th home run of the year. Jacob deGrom staying in the game with that 11-pitch 5th inning. Now up to 85 pitches. They generally don't let him go to 100 as Yordan sends this one to center. Pretty well hit, but playable. Evan Carter glides to his left. to make the play for the first out. We were wondering about Hunter Brown's next step, and with all those answers and more, here's Julia.
Yeah, Hunter Brown going to throw live BP on Tuesday. If that goes well, we'll see him go out on a rehab assignment following that. Also, Jeremy Pena, Jake Myers, Nate Pearson, they continue. I know Jake and Jeremy are playing tonight. If all goes well with them, we could see all three of those guys in Minnesota. That's the next series for the Astros. And then Josh Hader was the other one we got an update on. He moves along. Everything's going well. He still needs 5 more outings, though, before returning to the big leagues. There is a plan there, and they are sticking to it if all goes well, and he continues to feel good.
I mean, it's basically a full spring training for Josh.
Correct,
Yep.
yeah.
So they don't want to rush anything. 5 more outings for Josh, and hopefully we'll see Hunter begin a rehab sometime soon, and that's great news that we could see as many as 3 new Astros on the first leg of that 3-city road trip.
That would be very exciting.
Pena's 0 for 1 tonight, so is Jake Myers.
My only question is, have those guys seen the weather report? I might need one more game. I'll see you guys in Chicago.
Day baseball at Wrigley. Cold night Tuesday forecast for Minnesota. Good take there. That's a pitch that has given Christian some trouble through the years.
Well, he chased a couple early on, too. He had a good swing at the first curveball that he saw in this at bat, but the sliders doing a good job laying that off. Get back even in the count.
Look at DeGrom's body language. He is so frustrated with himself with that pitch. It's 3-2.
The last thing he wanted to do is get into a count where he has to throw. Well, he doesn't have to throw a fastball, but he's got to throw something over the plate.
He knows he's probably batter to batter here over 90 pitches. And Walker shoots one in the shallow left, coming on Asuna. He'll make the play for out number 2.
What's on Tap is presented by Lawnmower Blonde. You heard Julia giving the update on Hader. We'll give you some video to back it up. 4 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Got a pop out and a pretty good play by a shortstop. We've seen this combo before. Jeremy Pena, 6 strikeouts in the 4 innings, throwing 70 pitches through 4 rehab assignments. He's going to get a complete game in before we may see him again.
Obviously, in that mix of 5 outings that Julie was mentioning, is they're going to have him go back-to-back at some point. Braden Shoemake grounds this one to second. Couple of hops for Justin Foscue. And after that home run by Zach Cole, the 4th for the Astros tonight, Jacob deGrom retires the last 70 bases. Eight years ago today, Justin Verlander had a great night in Anaheim as he would pick up his first complete game shutout as an Astro. Facing the Angels, he went the distance and did not allow a run, struck out 7. He was outstanding at Angel Stadium. He had only one other shutout since that one in Anaheim 8 years ago, and that was his no-hitter up in Toronto in 2019. How about Justin? First 6 starts of 2018 had a sub-150 ERA. It's only been done 2 other times in the last 3 Astros to do that since then are Hunter Brown and our guest earlier, Spencer Arrighetti.
Good stuff. Great numbers. Got a new pitcher into this game is going to be Enyel De Los Santos. We saw Oker get a clean inning with a couple of strikeouts. Now Enyel is on. Only threw once in that Seattle series. Extended himself going an inning and 1/3 with a couple of strikeouts. Overall this season, 16 strikeouts and 17 in a 1/3 innings pitched.
Big Burger pops one foul. That'll be behind the Astros dugout and in the stands. 0-2 the count. Last night, Joe Espada used Brian King for an inning and 2/3 save. Only needed 17 pitches to get those 5 outs, but that was a couple of days after King threw 34 pitches against the Mariners in 1 long inning in the 9th. We're not sure about King's availability coming off 5 outs last night. With De Los Santos on in the 7th here, you would think Brian Abreu might be in the mix somewhere. Little chopper towards short, and Shoemake had a do-or-die play and couldn't make it on the short hop. And Berger is going to reach on an infield hit.
The initial reaction from Shoemake was to come get this. Berger was running hard out of the box, but you wonder if he would have been able to stay back with Berger being the runner and just tried to use that arm to get him out.
Well, Danny Jansen, who's been on base twice, a hit by pitch and a walk. Pat's here with a runner on first base and nobody out. Jansen has been a pull monster this year. 60% of his baseballs in play off the bat have been pulled. Second in all of baseball to Ketel Marte. This one is straight away center, but playable. Bryce Matthews eases under it, and there's one away.
SCHN and SCHN Plus has more Astros on tap tomorrow afternoon as they take on the Texas Rangers. Coverage begins with Astros pregame at 12:30, presented by Toyota. SCHN is your home for Houston Astros baseball.
That Phantom Cam captures video at 1,000 frames a second. That's what we have it set for.
You can see every hair on that mustache move. That's why I asked for it.
Yes.
That's impressive, though. You get to see a little bit extra.
Debuting it this series, we have had Dirt Cam 2 series ago. Then we had Ump View Cam last series, or last homestand, and now Phantom Cam presented by Chick-fil-A. We've also debuted Wire Cam on this homestand. We got a lot of cams. This ball into center for a base hit. So a couple of hits here for the Texas Rangers from the bottom third of their order. Foscue on base with a single to center.
We even have a cam in the dugout.
Yeah.
Smith, that is.
So now more traffic as the top of the order bats. Jock Peterson. Kai Tang was able to strand 6 runners in a 4-inning span from the second through his final inning in the 5th. Okert was clean in the 6th, 1, 2, 3, but now 2 more on for the Rangers in the 7th. And a first pitch changeup gets Peterson in front. It's 0-1. Well, I guess King is available.
And not to close.
There's a strike. De Los Santos gets ahead 0-2 with a couple of changeups. Two hits in the inning, 4 hits in the game for the Rangers. And that's going to be a base hit. Around third comes Berger. Bryce Matthews' throw will be cut off. And the Rangers have scored their first run of the series. It's now a 4-1 game.
Got ahead with the changeup and then decided to throw back-to-back fastballs. And Jock did a good job of getting on top of this one and hitting it hard up the middle to get that RBI across.
Well, De Los Santos gives up 3 hits of the 4 batters he faces. Brandon Nimmo, left-hand hitter, is due up. And Joe Espada has made the call to the bullpen. Brian King will be on here in the 7th in a 4-1 game.
Powered by Reliant. Name the 2 Hall of Fame players who played for both the Astros and Rangers. Pretty good one right there. A couple of Hall of Famers have played for both the Astros and Rangers. That's Astros Trivia powered by Reliant. New pitcher into this game is going to be Brian King. Saw him go an inning and 2/3 in last night's game. Picked up his 4th save in doing so. Had a strikeout in that outing.
Face Brandon Nimmo here with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Nimmo grounded out to short against King last night. Brian called on here after De Los Santos gave up 3 hits to the 4 batters he faced, and the Rangers scored their first run of the night and of the series. Now one missing wide, 1-1. So King pitching for the 3rd time in 4 days. Pitched in the game Wednesday against the Mariners and threw 34 pitches in that long 1 inning of work where he walked 3 when the Mariners tied it in the 9th. Then he bounced back last night, 2 days later, with 5 outs, getting 4 batters that he faced, plus Christian Vasquez backpicked Justin Foscue for an out to end the 8th inning.
Outfield arms are presented by Lone Star College. DeZenzo and Cole on the corners. Some good arms. DeZenzo's got high velocity out there in right field. I think the only arm they might really test, we saw Berger score on a base hit to center field with Bryce Matthews out there. And the only reason is it's just because he's an infielder moving to the outfield and a rookie arm that you want to test and see what he's got.
This one into left. Zach DeZenzo back on it, makes the play. Crossing onto the warning track for out number 2. Nimmo retired. So now 2 outs and Josh Young the batter. This guy's been the best hitter for the Rangers all season long. Astros have held him to an 0 for 3 tonight and an 0 for 7 in the series, but still batting .316 coming in. And the first pitch is in for ball 1.
Young hitting .344 with runners in scoring position coming into this game. Brian King has been better against right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters this season. So a pretty good test right here in this ball game.
Yeah, last year too he put up better numbers in the reverse split column against righties than lefties.
Just creates a tough angle, even though he doesn't light up that radar gun. Just kind of has that crossfire fastball and that good slider down and in.
If the inning continues beyond Josh Young, Evan Carter will be lifted for a pinch hitter as Andrew McCutchen is in the on-deck circle. Three hits in the inning. King trying to strand 2 more runners here. Checked his swing on a pitch down and in. It's now 3-1.
Not too often you see a pinch hitter waiting on deck in the 4-hole.
Nice pitch.
Very nice. That was a sweeper that just kind of dangled off the outside corner and lulled Young to sleep, and then just came back and got a piece.
Inside, ball 4 will load up the bases. 5th walk of the night for Astros pitching. And now the veteran Andrew McCutchen, who first played against the Astros in 2009, will bat here with the bases loaded in a 3-run game.
I was there.
That's right. This is his 78th career game against the Astros. 61 of them came from 09 through 13. 13 is when he hit his last home run against Houston off of Jordan Lyles at PNC Park with the Pirates. The King, who's facing McCutchen for the 2nd straight night, got him to fly out last night as a pinch hitter for Jock Peterson. Tonight he pinch hits for Evan Carter with the bases loaded. To center, straight away. Bryce Matthews under it. 3 more will be left on base. That is 9 left off since the 2nd inning for the Rangers. Astros lead 4-1. Time for the 7th inning stretch, presented by Texas Mattress Makers.
The box, we're taking a look at some guys who've really contributed in wins this month. Bryce Matthews, Zach Cole, Braden Shoemake, and really doing a nice job at the plate. All of them with OPS over 1,000. Very impressive for a couple of young guys in this mix, of course. Not a lot of major league experience, but adjusting well to life up here. And Braden Shoemake has been a nice surprise, just a new addition who's playing his way into a role on this club, even when Jeremy Pena returns. And Joe said recently, I think it was yesterday, said, I want to see fire from these guys and some others. Play for a spot, because there's going to be some decisions that have to be made when guys come off the IL. There's a lot of potential with those that are just getting started. Blummer.
Thanks, Julia. Another reliever out of that bullpen. Those guys have been pleasant surprise, and you do want to make management have to make some tough decisions as the Astros continue to hunt wins. Right now, they're going to hunt pitches out of the hand of right-hander Cal Quantrill. 14 1/3 innings this season, a 3.77 ERA.
That's a fly ball. The first batter he faces, Bryce Matthews, sends one to center. And there's one away in the inning. Some changes in the outfield for the Rangers. Evan Carter was lifted for a pinch hitter, so he's out of the game. New center fielder is Alejandro Osuna. Andrew McCutchen has remained in the game, and he'll play left. Zach Cole, one of the 4 solo home runs tonight against Jacob deGrom. deGrom now out of the game after giving up 4 runs on 5 hits, all of them solo home runs, and matching a career high with those 4 home runs. Astros now up to 44 solo home runs on the year. The next closest team is the Atlanta Braves with 40. Quantrill gets ahead 1-2. AJ Blue Ball warming up in the Astros pen. Looks like AJ will have the 8th inning. Strike 3 called. Cole down looking. That's the second out of the inning. The first strikeout for Quantrill. Join the official kids club of the Houston Astros and sign up for the Buddies Club presented by HEB today. Buddies Club members receive a drawstring bag, widget hat, widget charm, socks, lanyard, and 4 tickets to an Astros game. Visit astros.com/buddies to sign up today. Now Zach DeZenzo bats, single and a strikeout. Takes the first pitch off the plate, ball 1. Zach single in the second inning was his first hit of the season. It was not an extra base hit. Has 4 hits, a couple of doubles, a home run, and now a single as he is thrown out by Josh Young to end the inning. 1-2, 3rd inning for Quantrill out of the pen. We head to the 8th. Astros leading 4-1. Tonight, Chevy Stropol, we asked you about the biggest surprise so far in 2026, and Spencer Arrighetti wins the Stropol with 53%. Braden Shoemake finishes second, thanks to those who voted in tonight's Stropol, as we head to the 8th inning in a 4-1 game with a new pitcher for the Astros.
It's going to be right-hander AJ Bluebaum. Through for the Astros a couple of innings in that Seattle series. Overall, 5.19 is that ERA, 22 strikeouts in 26 innings. He's pitched well in opportunities here in the 8th inning. Ball skied up off the rafters out there and left.
It's going to be a foul ball. The third base umpire lost it. Ron Culpa, the crew chief. Zach DeZenzo saw it deflect. He tried to make a catch, but it wouldn't have mattered. Once it hits in foul territory, it's a dead ball.
Well, he could have thrown out Duran. Duran didn't even move. Hitter at home plate.
Skip Schumacher is going to ask about this ruling. He was out here yesterday when we saw a foul ball hit in foul territory. This one was a little further towards the outfield.
Yeah.
And that's possibly his argument. But his batter never felt that it was a fair ball. As you said, Ezekiel Duran never left home plate.
He stood exactly where he's standing right now talking to Christian Vasquez.
Now, word from Nava Law Group.
Injured in an accident? Hurt on the job? Insurance companies want you to settle, and settle fast. DoNotSettle.com.
We continue continue to see more balls hit the roof here at Daikin Park than ever before. The common sense would tell you that if his hitter thought that it was anywhere close to being a fair ball, he would have probably headed out of the batter's box. He never did leave the batter's box, so he thought it was foul the whole way. And here comes the explanation. Any ball that hits foul is a dead ball on those rafters that are in foul territory. Schumacher trying to argue that that ball was in fair territory, but he's going to lose this argument.
Yeah, I'm still throwing the flag for delay of game on Skip. Let's move along.
We are, to repeat something we said last night, seeing more balls in the rafters than ever before.
No doubt. It has been remarkable how many get up into those rafters, especially down the left field line. It's a little bit tougher. We've only seen Jordan hit the rafters in right field, which is extreme to say the least. But definitely that girder that goes down the foul line, we've seen that one hit quite a bit.
Jordan probably had a home run taken away from him this year.
I'm in 100% agreement on that.
Now blue ball gets ahead 0-2 on a swinging strike by Duran. AJ Blue Ball, 5th pitcher of the night for the Astros. Kai-Wei Tang had 5 innings of work. Steven Okert an inning. Daniel De Los Santos and Brian King combined to get through the 7th. And now blue ball on in the 8th. On the ground, Christian Walker hangs with it, flips it to blue ball covering in time for the first out.
Calling all Houston area bars and restaurants. Join the Astros Social Club to receive Astros branded swag to share with your patrons and become a proud partner watch spot. Learn more at astros.com/social club.
I don't know if blue ball is the fastest pitcher on the staff, but he covers first as fast as anybody else.
Gets good jumps, huh?
He gets over there. He just hustles, makes sure he's always there on time. It makes an easy target for Christian Walker. Now ball hits sharply, but it stays up for Braden Shoemake, who catches it in the air. Alejandro Osuna out number 2.
Time now to answer our trivia question powered by Reliant. We asked you which 2 Astros are in the Hall of Fame that played for both the Astros and Rangers, and they are the Express and Pudge. Nolan Ryan and Ivan Rodriguez playing for both ball clubs.
Now Jake Berger, the batter, with 2 outs and nobody on. Ryan Abreu beginning to warm up in the Astros pen. Astros have used 4 of their 7 available arms in the pen. 2 nights ago, Cody Bolton threw 56 pitches, so he's probably not available. Your options remaining would be Ryan Abreu and Jaden Murray after AJ Blue Ball. That one's wide, 3-0. Berger reached on an infield hit his last time up and scored a run. The only run the Rangers have scored in this series. He's 1 for 3. Four-pitch walk as Berger will reach here with 2 outs. Now Danny Jansen, the batter, 1 official at bat. He's flied out to center field, also been hit by a pitch and drawn a walk. Astros now have walked 6 batters tonight as a staff. Oh, it's foul, 0-1. Rangers in this series have a total of 6 hits, and they've also drawn 10 walks, more walks than hits for the Rangers offense. Now Jansen down to the count 0-2.
Is that good pitching? He had 9 punch outs, 6 walks, giving up 5 hits. Also a hit batter in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Jansen.
The walk rate has come down in May, but it's still way too elevated for anybody's comfort in that dugout.
Yeah, it's still leading the league, isn't it? But the pitching has been great in May. There's no doubt about that.
.232 walks coming into tonight.
Last pitch at 98.5.
Woo. Reds and the Angels, the only other two teams over 200, but no one close to the 232 total for the Astros coming in. It's up high, 2-2. Another one at 98.
Yeah, 98.2. AJ Blueball letting it eat.
Gone from 0-2 to 3-2. Now needs to deliver a strike here to Jansen in this 3-run game in the 8th. Upstairs, ball 4. You can see Blueball's frustration as he has walked 2 here in the inning with 2 outs. Got ahead 0-2 on Jansen. And now tying run at the plate in Justin Foscue. Here comes Joe Espada. So he's got Brian Abreu warming, and he's going to make the call to the bullpen here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Back-to-back walks. And it's a 4-1 game when we come back.
Sinus relief. Nathan Eovaldi will make that start tomorrow for the Texas Rangers. He's going to go up against Peter Lambert, who has been pitching well. 5 starts this season. He has a sub-200 average against and a sub-3 ERA for Peter Lambert. And every once in a while, the Astros get to Eovaldi and hit some home runs, but that is tomorrow's telecast. Right now, the Astros trying to focus on winning the series with this win tonight. They are going to Brian Abreu for potentially an inning and a third this season in 13 2/3 innings, 21 strikeouts.
First pitch in on Foscue. Justin Foscue 1 for 3 tonight. Bats here with 2 runners on and 2 outs. A couple of walks with 2 away. Rangers have had their share of traffic tonight. They stranded multiple runners in 4 of the first 7 innings and have multiple runners on again here in the 8th. That's a line drive foul. It's 1-1. Abreu pitched in that extra inning walk-off win for the Astros. That was on Wednesday night when Zach Cole walked it off against Seattle. Did not allow a run in the top half of the 10th inning. Through 17 pitches and 9 strikes after an initial walk, he got the next 3 batters. That's a strike at the top of the zone, and Foscue down in the count 1-2.
Nice little sprinkle slipped in at the top of the zone.
Into right, sending Zach Cole back. He's near the wall. He will reach up and put it away right up against the wall for the final out of the 8th inning. 2 more stranded. The Astros have stranded 11 tonight through 8 and lead it 4-1.
And so are the Astros today with all these home runs. It started off with a leadoff home run. Jose Altuve getting things going. Yordan Alvarez would follow, hitting number 15 on the season. And Christian Walker absolutely destroyed a baseball. That one went 422. Zach Cole added one more in that same inning. 4 home runs off Jacob deGrom to give the Astros an early 4-0 lead. TK.
All right, Julia, bottom of the 8th inning. Christian Vasquez leading off, facing Cal Quantrill in his 2nd inning of work. Vasquez has flied out and grounded out tonight. Quantrill got the Astros in order in the 7th. As this one's chopped foul down the 3rd base side. It's 0-2. Vasquez catching a shutout last night. Tonight he's had to call a lot of pitches and high leverage counts, with the Astros dancing around a lot of traffic for the Rangers in this 4-1 game. Rangers only have 5 hits, but the Astros have allowed 7 walks tonight and 1 hit batter. Rangers have 11 left on, all since the 2nd inning.
Yeah, Rangers are 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. The Astros have yet to have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position.
Oh, nobody's been in scoring position. Yeah, 4 home runs and a single.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Baseball's weird.
And no walks from the Rangers 2 pitchers. Counts 3-2 on Christian.
A lot of 3-ball counts with no walks.
Yeah. A lot of full counts up against Jacob deGrom. 5 of the first 9 hitters reached a full count, but he did not walk anybody in that start. Now a full count here on Vasquez to start the 8th. And checks his swing on a close pitch. That's going to be ball 4. There it is, the first walk allowed by the Rangers tonight. Leadoff base runner here in the 8th.
9-hole hitter. Good take by Vasquez. Good job working that count too.
So Jose Altuve, the first of those 4 home runs, his 42nd career leadoff home run in his first of the season. One for 3 on the night as he goes after the first one and fouls it back. Two down to the count, 0-2. Nobody warming in the Astros pen. It would be Brian Abreu looking for a 4-out save tonight. If Abreu picks it up, it would be his 2nd save of the season. He's only had 1 opportunity this year. Ryan King 4 for 6. Cody Bolton has a save. Daniel De Los Santos 3 for 3. This one fouled at the plate. Count stays 0-2 on Tuve. Jose has a career home run against Cal Quantrill. Came last year when Quantrill was pitching for the Marlins. Got him on a cutter up. That's a cutter down. It's 1-2. Both teams with 5 hits. Rangers have had a lot more scoring opportunities. 11 left on to 1 for the Astros. Altuve chops this one to third, and he's not running. What happened?
I'm not sure.
He walked straight to the dugout after hitting that ball to third, and that's not a good sign.
Not at all. Is he grabbing that left side or left hip?
Yep.
Cutter off the outside. We've seen him go after a lot of those pitches on that outside, but immediately just grabbing that left side.
Rangers turning a double play on Altuve. 2 outs and the base is empty for Isaac Paredes. So I'm sure Nick Allen will be in to replace Altuve in the 9th, and we'll hopefully get an update on Jose in the post-game show presented by Whataburger. Doubt we'll have any info before the game ends, as he just left here in the bottom of the 8th. Now, word from Buick GMC. Two and two the count on Isaac. Isaac has flied out, grounded out, and flied out again. Into center, slicing a bit, but Osuna had a good jump and puts it away for the final out. So Quantrill faces the minimum in his 2 innings of work. And we head to the 9th. Brian Abreu looking for a save in this 4-1 game. Presented by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Dr. Michael Kaplan and the sinus specialist at Kaplan Sinus Relief Center. Breathe well, live well. And by Steel. Find your Steel dealer at steelusa.com. Tonight's aerial coverage of the Wire Cam is brought to you by our partners at Defy. As we head to the 9th inning, Brian Abreu got the final out of the 8th on a fly ball to deep right. Right field is now patrolled by a new player for the Astros as Cam Smith has come on and moves Zach Cole from right field to left field. There's Cam, potential Gold Glover in right, coming in for defense in the 9th inning. Cole now replacing DeZenzo in left, and Nick Allen, the new second baseman, replacing Jose Altuve. Abreu drops in a couple of strikes on the leadoff hitter in the 9th, Jock Peterson. It's quickly 0-2. Peterson a walk and a single his last 2 times up, 1 for 3 on the evening. Christian trying to frame that, popped out of his glove. It's 1-2. In with that slider, it's 2-2. It's Peterson, then Brandon Nimmo, a couple of lefties to start the inning. Then Josh Young and Andrew McCutchen and Ezekiel Duran, 2 lefties followed by 3 righties if it gets that far. From 0-2 to 3-2 here to the leadoff hitter in the 9th. Close, but ball 4. Vasquez is going to challenge. It's either an initial walk to start the inning or it's a strikeout to start the inning.
Ball, catcher's challenging.
Christian had one not go his way earlier, and that one will also not go his way.
Call confirmed. Houston is out of challenges.
So a walk drawn by Peterson to start the 9th. That is now 8 walks allowed by Astros pitching tonight. Now Brandon Nimmo, the batter. Nimmo has faced Abreu 3 times in his career. He's 1 for 3 with a home run in New York. There's a strike. Another one for a strike. Abreu's gotten ahead of both hitters in this inning. 0-2.
Seen that velocity around the mid-90s for Brian Abreu, but he's been in the zone with that fastball. It's helping him get ahead here. 0-2.
Into center. Matthews is there. Bryce puts it away for the first out. Nimmo now 0 for 5 tonight. And 0 for 8 in this series. Now Josh Young, the batter. Andrew McCutchen is on deck. The Rangers do have Corey Seager on their bench tonight, but as opposed to last night when it was a decision by the manager to give him a second day off after their scheduled off day Thursday. Today, back spasms keeping him out of the lineup, and he does not look like a guy who is available to pitch hit.
Not at all. Still got the hoodie on.
Young is 0 for 8 in his career against Abreu. 4 of those 8 at bats have ended with a strikeout. Missing down 2-1. Another one to center. Bryce got a good jump on this one and makes a sliding catch. Bryce has become such a good center fielder, 2 away in the inning.
He's positioned well, and then he got a great jump on this too, because that ball was hit well and sinking quickly. You see him playing on that second base side, but broke to his left, made a good adjustment, and came in and made the sliding catch. It was a nice play by Bryce.
Now McCutchen with 2 outs and a runner on. Slider wide, 1-0. McCutchen 0 for 4 against Bryan with a couple of strikeouts. That one's foul. Count evens up. Astros trying to even up this homestand at 3 games apiece and win the first 2 games of this Lone Star Series. 2-0 win last night and a 4-1 lead in the 9th tonight. Ground ball off the glove of Abreu, and he picks it up and has no play. Nick Allen would have been able to make the play, but Abreu went for it and couldn't glove it, and now the Rangers will bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, with UTK, I think Nick Allen makes that play routinely, and the Astros are starting the high five line. You can see Nick Allen right behind Brian Abreu. Would have had to move to a little bit to his left, but it looked like he was getting in position to make that play.
Nothing has come easy this year for Abreu, who now has 2 on with 2 outs, and Ezekiel Duran, the batter. Pitch down for ball 1. Duran has hit right-handers at a .300 clip this season. Grounds this one to short. Played there by Shoemake. Underhands to Allen, and the Astros win it 4-1. Brian Abreu's second save on the season. And Blummer, the Astros, after losing 3 out of 4 to Seattle, have come out and won the first 2 games here in this Ranger series.
Yeah, it really seems like this Silver Boot series has kind of given the Astros a little bit of an aggressive edge, coming out here and playing good baseball. But it all starts with good starting pitching. They got it from Arrighetti yesterday. They got a strong 5 innings from Kai-Wei Tang tonight. And then the bullpen comes in and finishes things off. And the bats coming alive with some power to produce those 4 runs to win this thing.
Astros postgame show presented by Whataburger. Kevin Eschenfelder, Brian Bogusevic will be your host. Julia Morales with interviews in the clubhouse and on the field. Astros have won 2 straight and 3 out of 4. Postgame show next.